Good noon, everybody. How you all doing? Welcome. It's
Monday again.
It's Monday. And interestingly, there's one of those wonderful numerical coincidences.
There is?
Yes, there is, because this is July 31st.
Yes.
And this is our 31st episode.
Oh.
Who'd have thunk it?
That.
Who'd have thunk it? Well, I suppose it's time to see who we've got here. Let's have a look. If I can swipe. Oh, gosh, we've got a bunch of peeps here.
All right.
Well, hello, everybody.
Gilda and Geraldine and
Anna. Well,
good
those
morning,
are the
good
people
morning,
who said, and Sean of the New Day.
Okay.
Hey, Sean of the New Day. And Sean of the New Day, thanks for becoming a channel member. I saw you did that a couple of 3 days ago now, or whatever. I saw you joined, so
Spiffy-doo.
you get your karma points for that. Ha ha, which is wonderful. And Cass.
Yes, okay.
Guys, look, if you're watching us, I see there's way more watching us than we have likes right now. So if you wouldn't mind just taking a second just to mash that like button, it's necessary.
It does help.
It helps. We're doing our very best to be less of a well-kept secret, you see. And you guys help. You can help. Because we try to make a beneficial impact. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Well, yeah.
We try to bring some good.
We're trying to serve community in positive ways.
We're trying to bring some good.
Some balance from all of the crazy.
Well, yeah, because isn't there a lot of, hatred and vitriol spewing around all over the place and all that fun stuff?
And Miss Wendy's
Oh, gosh,
here.
and we got Laurie and Wendy. Hello. Welcome.
Lori who?
Laurie.
Laurie from North Carolina.
Hello.
Laurie Table.
Laurie Table, Laurie. We still have it. We love it. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, I like to talk about astrology.
Well, of course you do.
And I know we all know that tomorrow is full moon, right? And full moon is going to be in Aquarius. But whenever we have a Sabbath and a full moon together, the Sabbath takes precedent.
Well, obviously, you've got to do your sympathetic magic.
Tonight at 7, we have a Zoom circle.
Yes, we do.
For the people who want to come on Zoom. And there's Savannah.
Oh, gosh.
Right? So 7 o'clock tonight. And if you want the Zoom link, you'll have to go on to the church's Facebook to get the Zoom link.
For sure.
What does this say now?
I bought the book you recommended in your reading. Amazing. Now, what was that?
Who's reading?
I assume I read Sean at some point. I don't know.
Oh, you might have done a one card last week. But since that was a week ago, we don't have any memory.
Unless we were talking about an initiation into Hermetics by Franz Barden, which we might have been.
I have no idea. I can't remember yesterday.
If that's the one, let me know. I have no wit anymore.
All right.
It escapes me.
So tonight, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
We'll be having our Gwal Oust, the Feast of August, or Lunasa, as you might have heard it called. It is the second harvest festival.
Oh, Savannah's going to join us tonight. Yay! That'd be wonderful.
I think Carol and a few other people have said they were coming too.
Yeah, if you don't have the link, just hit us up, DM us, PM us, whatever messaging sort of thing works.
Shannon.
And we got Shannon here.
Oh my
as well.
God!
Gosh, the whole crew's coming out.
That's everybody's getting ready for this crazy astrological stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
It is an initiation into Hermetics. Well, there you go.
Right.
It's a right riveting read, that. Oh, and we got Jen as well.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, everybody. Mash that like button. Do it now. Don't delay. Do it today.
So I want to talk to you guys about astrology because I always love to talk to you about astrology.
Go on.
And August Taroscopes will be up soon, and obviously we do the tarot for tomorrow. But there's some really interesting stuff going on that's kind of got kicked off with the new moon a couple of weeks ago. We talked about the Cancer new moon and the cardinal square with Pluto and the nodes, and we said that was kind of this energy, right? Well, right now we have some planets retrograding, and by the last week or so of August, we will have 5 planets
Should I run and hide?
It's going to be
Is
interesting.
it probably best just to go back to bed? No?
Oh, 6 planets. Sorry.
Okay, any more? Any advance
All right.
on 6? Do we hear 7?
So right now, the outer planets of Pluto and Neptune are retrograde.
Just show that to the viewers. Go on.
What?
How do you decipher this?
Because I read astrology.
No, the camera's there.
Oh.
It's like,
Just-
there's some kind of like bizarre,
I read glyph.
archaic language here.
No, it's not. All right. So Saturn is retrograde in Pisces,
Yes.
creating a little bit of drama.
Well, you know, Pisces are kind of little dramatic, aren't they?
And Venus is retrograde in Leo, creating a little more drama. So, the Venus retrograde makes us want to think about what we'd like to change, but more in a heartfelt or visual way.
Aesthetic. Emotional or aesthetic way?
But I would say that it's not the best time to run out and make a giant change, but it's a great time to plan this change. All right. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, and Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn. Uranus is direct right now, but it will be retrograde in Taurus. But the things I think we really want to look at are Saturn, because it's the last outer planet. It is an outer planet, but we can see it with our own eyes. We don't have to have a telescope.
If you do medieval astrology, it's the last planet.
Right. And Mercury is doing something very interesting. Mercury is really focusing us. It's in Virgo, and it's going to stay in Virgo until October 8th.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting, like a 9-week little extra.
So we could be like really analytical and, dig into things.
Well, it's really time that looking at the astrology for August, it is screaming, you'd better get your shit together.
Well, that's been the story of my life, trying to get my proverbial together.
All right? You really, really got to get your act together. The other thing I want to talk about is the full moon magic that you might want to think about doing.
Well,
October 8th, yes.
Yep,
Mercury
yep.
in Virgo till October 8th. And by the end of August, we will have Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto retrograde.
how hard could it be?
Alrighty. But what I want to talk about is the magic that we have the potential for. Now, we have the Aquarius full moon tomorrow. And full moons are a great time to conjure up something lovely.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Carte blanche, isn't it? Anything goes at a full moon.
Yeah. Now, we know that Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn.
You say this, I don't know where Pluto is.
And that's a cardinal sign, right? And the nodes, we talked quite a bit about the nodal shift, and we said the nodes went into Aries and Libra axis, right?
Also
Cardinal signs. So what they're doing,
So there's a square here.
they
or
are
a
close
cross.
enough in degree to make what they call a T-square.
A T-square.
Right. Because
Something
we
I
have
used in technical drawing.
Right. We have a T-square. Right.
Right. Gosh, what's this? Marmalena says, I've been a disaster review, so yeah, this will help me or throw me over the edge. Well, there is that.
It's possible because we're going to start feeling that Mercury retrograde doesn't happen till the 22nd, but sometimes the lead up is worse than the action.
Almost for me, the week before, is just, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, as it's slowing down.
All right. So I'm going to say something now that I would love you all to really take to heart and contemplate.
All right.
Right? In our lives, many of us have something we would like to change, right?
I think that's a fair comment.
Like for myself, I would like to have a little bit of, less stress. And I would like to have better health. And I'm sure we could all think of something, whether it's huge or minor, that we would like to make a positive change over. Well, the energy that we're being offered tomorrow is kind of like a pinpoint in time to say, that old saying, poop or get off the pot kind of thing. But the thing that I want to drive home to you is, if you do not start or set this intention or work towards this change, you are choosing for yourself. You are choosing what it is you don't want if you take no action.
Because inaction is in itself a form of action.
Right? Like for myself, if I want less stress, I need to make a plan for less stress. And if I don't make a plan for less stress, what I'm choosing for myself is stress.
Well, it's choosing to do nothing,
Is allowing
the situation to continue.
And if I want to be
it?
healthier, and
You
I
have to
take no action or intention towards being healthier, then I am choosing for myself ill health.
Well, what do they say? An idea without a plan is just a wish, But then you also have to act on your plan, You have to have a plan, and then you also have to set it in motion.
This is what I'm saying.
You have to set it in motion.
If you do nothing, I want that sentence to be important. If you do nothing, you are choosing what it is you don't want to choose. Right? Like if I have a choice between being healthy or not, and I have a choice between having ice cream or a salad, if I choose the ice cream, I am choosing to perpetuate the ill health. That's a silly example because, but I'm just trying to say.
You've got to bear in mind though, if you sentence yourself to a life of absolute chuffing misery and you don't have a little luxury once in a while, then...
No, it's not about giving in once in a while. It's about understanding that you are making this cognizant choice. Right? I get what you're saying. That's example of dieting or spending money or energy or whatever it is. And I know we can't all just be prisoners. I'm not talking about starvation and being a prisoner or whatever. I am saying we need to be conscious of the fact that we make conscious choices. And if we do not choose the choice that pushes us towards what we want, we are making the choice for exactly what we don't want.
It's a harsh aspect of looking at it, isn't it?
Well, this is a very harsh aspect.
It's a very harsh
involving
aspect of looking at it.
Pluto and the nodes. And that's pretty much what it's saying. When in class yesterday, in the chakra crystal clinician class, I said, imagine that you've come to the T at the end of a road, right? You've been barreling down this road and now you've come to this junction. You can go left or right.
You can.
You cannot go straight. You cannot continue in the way that you're going. There's no path for that. So you can either choose to make an improvement or you can choose to continue to draw to you exactly what you don't want. This is pretty much this aspect. It's the end of the line. You either choose what's good for you, that you want to manifest, that makes you happy, that you want to work towards. And that doesn't mean that you're never going to stall or fall short or, in the progress of it, make a choice that goes the other way. But we have to understand right now what's written in the stars is saying the choice that you make, you have to understand. You either work towards making it better for yourself, or you are literally choosing what you do not want.
This is like the in the face, personal responsibility and accountability for your actions kind of thing, isn't it? It's like, ooh, hang on. There's no way to sugarcoat it, but you're absolutely right. But
nodes.
I had to laugh. Where we used to be in Wales, there was a place not too far away from us called ensue. And you could come up the road around ensue and you'd get to a T-junction.
At the bottom of a mountain.
Just exactly.
Llanidloes, 9 miles. Llanidloes, 9 miles. You're going to round the mountain.
It's like, yeah, okay. So sometimes left or right it goes the same place, but I think just the cognizance of it, I think that's the wake-up call, isn't it? And there's been a lot of wake-up calls if we think about it, in the extremes of climate.
We are really living in interesting times. We really are.
And here's the thing, when are they going to do something about this? Who's they? And why is it not your responsibility?
Well, this is exactly what I'm saying, right? Like, if you have a choice to buy produce with no packaging,
right,
or produce with tons of packaging, maybe you buy the one that is not in the package, and that's choosing to make the environment better. If you think, oh, well, they've already put the package on it, I'll just choose this one in the package, you are choosing to continue to make the environment worse. Right? This is what I'm saying. We have to understand the aspect that we're facing personally.
Quite brutal, isn't it?
Personally, within our community, globally, right?
It's quite brutal, to be honest.
The aspect that we're facing says, shit or get off the pot. What are you choosing? Well, you've lived this long the way you are. Is that what you really want for yourself? And it can be big things or little things, like I joked about my closet. But it's way less stressful now. I got rid of 5 bags of clothes that I'm never going to wear. I know I won't. I haven't worn them in a year. Doesn't mean that, like I know some people say, well, throw away what you haven't worn in 6 months. But there's seasons here, so we have to have sweaters versus T-shirts,
Kinda.
But I would never throw it away. I gave it to charity.
Hand-me-downs and recycles, definitely.
But again, it could be something small like that, because that said, look, I'm ready for less stress. I want to be able to go in my closet and just pick something that I know it looks good on me and I love it and wear it. I don't want to have to shuffle through hundreds of things. I may have less choices, but all the choices I like.
See, there
it's
they
less
go.
Stress.
And also, it took a couple of 3 hours. Actually, took you probably the better part of a day to actually go through all of your
well, I'm not done.
organising and sorting and stuff like that. But the thing is, though, now it saves how much time every day?
Exactly. Way less stress.
Because you're not hunting for something. I mean,
the next thing I'm going to do is our freezer, because there's stuff in there that I don't want to lose. I want to cook it.
Well, we're starting to get a little bit smarter. We're writing dates on packages and all that sort of stuff, and we're making, we're trying, because something has given its life, be it animal or vegetable, for our sustenance, and just to throw that away, I mean, bless her. No disrespect to my sister, but she don't want to keep leftovers, and they're like, they're good. They're good. You don't have to throw things away. Use them. Oh gosh, what are
you speaking to me about my
hordes of resale ventures that prevents me from getting dressed because it's consuming my closet?
Well, if that's something that's bothering you,
evidently it is.
If that's something that's bothering you, it's figuring out a way to manage what's better for us. For you, maybe you just get a couple of racks and put them in your bedroom and sort everything out so it's all colorized, sized, alphabetized, whatever you're going to do. And then it's less stress. But I'm just using that as one example. But again, I'm going to repeat this because it is important. The aspect that we're saying is available to us, pushing us, driving us, written there as people, as a community, as a country, as the globe. The aspect that we're experiencing right now says, if you do not move in the direction that you want to go, you are choosing for yourself exactly what you do not want.
Harsh astrological aspect, but harsh can be extremely beneficial, because sometimes we do. Every one of us need us to kick up the rear end. That's exactly what I was going to say. We need that. And it's really weird that you're talking about this, because I don't know, maybe the energy sort of starts to build before it, because for the last week or so...
2 weeks ago, the Cancer new moon kind of kicked
it off. Well, yeah, because look at the amount of getting back to fixing the problems that we have. You know, I'd started something with the database. I mean, some of you guys may have noticed, if you're a Leo and
you have karma points,
and you have karma points, and you're subscribed to our mailing list, because if you unsubscribe,
you can't receive the gift.
Yeah, you won't be getting it. But if you have karma points, you're going to get a birthday gift. And that was a culmination of an awful lot of work to make that happen, because you get a text, you get an email with your gift certificate, and you get a phone call from our phone, which it's just a recording of me. But, you know, it's worth... I thought about singing happy birthday, but I didn't want to scare anybody particularly, so maybe you should do that.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, no, it's just jumping aside from that. It's really coming back to what you were saying. It's really been sort of pushing hard on me to say, you need to deal with this, you know? You need to make best possible use of all available resources. And you're wasting your time if you're just spinning your wheels in the sand, you know?
Right.
You're not dealing, you're choosing to allow it to continue, which is not...
So you're choosing exactly what you don't want. I'm not trying to say that, you know, you think, oh, well, you know, I choose prosperity, therefore I'm not going to spend a single penny or pay any of my bills, blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's
I'm
not
just
going to
going
work out
to
too
put
well.
this money in the bank. You know, I'm not saying we have to be ridiculous. But what I'm saying is, if we're making a choice about the money, and we think, well, you know, I brought a sandwich and a drink with me for lunch, but everybody at the office is going to go out to this restaurant, and they're going to spend like $30 on lunch today.
It's a chunk of change, isn't it?
You can respectfully say, look, I'm going to stay in. I brought my lunch today, or I already had plans. You don't have to admit what you're doing. You can just say, I'm sorry, I already had plans, or whatever it is.
To catch up on,
so you're
whatever,
stepping towards the prosperity. If you think, oh, well, you know, yeah, all right, I'll go out with them. Then at the end of the week, you may be short of money because you spent $30. So you're choosing exactly what you don't want by indulging in that action. And again, I'm not saying that you have to be so frugal that you feel like you're a pauper or a prisoner or starved to death if you're trying to lose weight. I'm not saying anything extreme. This is work that is gradual, but recognize the choice is important, because if you continue to make choices that keep you in the place you don't want to be, you are choosing for yourself exactly what you do not want.
It's funny, isn't it? Because, I mean, this is what we tell everybody, especially when we go through our ethics part of the class and all this sort of stuff, you know. There aren't many, there is no dogma, so to speak, within our particular religion.
And it harm none, do as you will.
Yeah, but that's hardly dogma. You know?
Well, it's pretty straightforward.
Well, there's hardly any doctrine, if you will. You know, it's like, but there are, you know, the responsibility for your own actions, yeah, is probably one of them. And, you know, we all like to try and obfuscate or push the blame somewhere else, or go, it was
we all have valid reasons, stories, events, things upon our journey that have brought us to where we are. And sometimes it's very hard to break old patterns or to break old cycles, or even let go of something that doesn't belong to us that's keeping us in that position. But right now, you are at this crossroads. Everybody. this aspect is intense. Will you choose to do something that will better your situation, push you towards something that you want? Or will you choose exactly what you don't want?
So my take on this as well, and I've said this sometimes almost flippantly with people, like if you really, really, really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. So this probably is a bit of a hard reckoning aspect, is it?
It really is.
Do you want this?
Do you want it?
Is this the choice that you are making? Do you want this for your life?
Right. The example you usually use is somebody is sick in bed with a fever and they call out sick from work. And then somebody says, well, there's $1 million in a garbage bag at the end of your driveway. And somehow you muster up the strength to crawl up the driveway and get the bag. So do you really want it? But that's intense,
It is.
Because you've already said, I'm sick and I admit I'm sick and I'm going to stay sick today.
Mm-hmm.
Again, choose what's good for you, not what's bad.
Let
go of something that's restraining you or holding you in a place you don't want to be. Make the right choice. Do not draw to you exactly what you don't want.
Speaking of choices,
who dis then?
So this is that was a beautiful segue. So I don't know if you guys have been following us, whatever. I put up a little turnaround video of these chappies, or singular chap, if you like, of two aspects. This is Nisian and Evnisian. That comes to us from the second branch of the Mabinogi. And it really is about choices. It really is choices.
We're all each a heartbeat away from our Nisian or Evnisian.
A single heartbeat away. And Nisian is the brother who can bring peace to the most warring of factions. He's a gentle soul, and he comes armed with some daffodils.
He has daffodils and oak leaf.
And a very open hand,
and mistletoe.
And he has here the you can't see from this far, but if you go to gotdeity.com, you can see some real good close-up pictures of this. So,
yes.
But this is he has the glyph for Venus here and the constellation of Libra.
Libra.
Okay, and whereas his brother has the old glyph.
The alchemical glyph for Mars.
For Mars, which was, it's now changed, but it used to be the cross above the circle, which was the opposite of Venus, if you like, because you've all heard of that book, Women Come From Venus and Men Come From Mars, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Penis, womb. Penis, womb. Anyway.
It's a family show.
Okay.
It's a family show. We're doing the best we can. But yeah, so Nisian is the one, the brother, the twin brother who can bring harmony and peace and love to a situation.
So he has an oak leaf, which is the doorway, mistletoe, the doorway to kind of like the unknown, and daffodils as a Welsh symbol. Yeah.
Which is very, you can't see a daffodil and not smile.
If you look up what druids do, he's definitely the druid.
So they bring peace to a situation, and all that fun stuff. His brother, Evnisian, however, is the one that can bring even the most harmonious and cordial of gatherings into an absolute brawl. He's just like the antithesis. He's the one who's guaranteed to kick it off.
He's a little ready, shoot, aim there.
So the story, and I'm going to cut this real short because we've got a ton of readings to do and all that fun stuff. But I'll give you just a brief insight into the second branch. So the essence is that the Matholwch has come over with his fleet, and they think it's an attack first because Bran's there and he sees all this, but they send a messenger down and it turns into a parley. They're trying to unify the two countries that has always been at war, Ireland and Wales, but Wales was the Isle of the Mighty, which is all of Prydain or Britain at this point. And so the idea was that if the two families kind of married into each other, there would be this peace brought, this unification. And so all the noblemen thought, well, what a good idea. We'll get Bran's sister, Bendigeidfran's sister Bronwyn, to marry Matholwch. And so this was deemed to be a great idea. And in preparation for the wedding, all of the Irish horses were quartered around, about the place. And Evnisian arrives and says, "Whose are these horses? What are they doing here?" And he said, "Well, they're Irish, you know. They're the Mytholics guys. They've come
They're
over
gonna
here,
take your sister
and
away."
because they're going to be marrying, he's going to be marrying Brownwin." And he says, "Nobody asked me." Delete expletive. And he goes absolutely nuts. And he maims the horses by cutting their eyelids to the bone, their lips to the bone, their tails to the bone, rendering them completely useless. This, of course, is a grave insult to the Irish, and everything's off, and they're leaving, and then they try to renegotiate and bring it all together, and all sorts of offers of recompense are offered, and including this cauldron that brings people back to life. So the wedding's back on, it's all good and copacetic, and off they go to Ireland, and Bronwyn has a child, which is Gwern, and all that.
Yeah, cut it a little bit, yeah.
So this is all's going well until once again the noblemen get involved, and they say, you know, we were sorely mistreated and you should kick her out of the court and all this sort of stuff. And so Bronwyn is then sentenced, she's removed from the court, and she's sentenced to work as a scullery maid in the kitchens, where the butcher beats her out every single day, boxes her on the ears every single day. And news of her plight, Mytholics stopped all trade and transit between the two countries, so she teaches a starling to learn this message, and she sends it across the sea, and it comes to Bran, and Bran's obviously upset, gathers all his armies together, goes over. The Irish start to retreat, you know, he lies across the River Liffey, all that sort of fun stuff, and eventually they sue for peace, saying, look, well, what we'll do, we'll make Gwern the future king, we'll invest him as that.
Because that would unite Ireland and Wales.
Right.
He's
and
the heir of both thrones.
But we'll also build you, excuse me, this beautiful big hall, because he's so big.
Don't worry about all that. You're talking about
nothing would ever have it. So they agree to that, and they come into this big hall, and Evnisian's looking around, and he sees, you know, because they've set a trap actually, and he kind of twigged that. He sees these sacks hanging off all the posts, and he says to the Irish guy, he says, "What's in this sack, friend?" "Only flour, my lord." And he reaches and feels on the outside of the sack, and he feels the head of a warrior, a fully armed warrior, actually hidden in the sack, and he crushes it between his hands, killing the warrior. And lather, rinse, repeat every time. That's what these sacks are, and if you look really closely, you can see a crushed skull in one. It's kind of, but there you go. So anyway, then believing the plot, the what do you call it, the trap to be foiled, so they can't spring it, the investiture goes ahead, and as Gwern's being introduced to everybody, once again Evnisian goes nuts, grabs hold of Gwern and literally throws him in the fire.
Yeah, he burns his sister's 3-year-old boy.
Lovely.
But it's an act of needs of the many, because he realizes that this really shouldn't be happening, and that, you know, who's really going to run both countries if the Irish king's son is Lord of Wales, kind of,
so to speak. And so, imaginably, all hell breaks loose. A massive fight takes place, and for a time, the Welsh may have the upper hand. But then the Irish start throwing the bodies of their slain warriors into this cauldron that brings them back to life, albeit with the ability not to speak, or without the ability to speak.
Well, they can't tell you where they've been.
Well, so there you go. And seeing the mounting losses eventually, where, you know, this is starting to become a ridiculously bloody battle, Evnisian hides himself in and amongst the bodies of the fallen Irish warriors, where he's thrown into the cauldron, and he stretches out with all of his might, breaks the cauldron asunder, and basically, you know, he dies in the process. But it brings the conflict to an end, but at a terrible, terrible cost.
Well, you see, Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. So there's that Aries pioneering kind of, you know, ready, shoot, aim, but there's also that Scorpio 8th house kind of sacrifice, deep psychic energy. And he truly is like the shadow, right? He's the part of us that we keep under the edge, but he just acted on his shadow side.
I guess so. Nisian, on the other hand,
is the Libra Taurus. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So you've got that grounded, steadfast, more deliberate, thought out kind of seeking justice. And
Hethley energy, Hethley, which is
And
actually
peace.
Welsh for police, but they're the peacekeepers, Hethley.
Yeah.
So, so amazing this, and I think this statue serves to remind us, well, the story, and this statue depicts it so beautifully, the story serves to remind us of the absolute futility of war. Because at the end of it, there's only 7 survivors.
Right.
It's
Well,
terrible,
what's that
terrible.
saying we used to have on the wall? War doesn't decide who's right, only who's left.
It's about the size of it. It is about the size of it, and to remind us particularly of the battle of our own
Jihad. Our own personal jihad.
our own psyche. Which wolf do you feed? Because we are at any time, any one of us. It's the nature of the human condition. We could be Nissian or we could be Evnissian. So I think this is a beautiful, beautiful statue. And
Well,
you can use it
sometimes
as a
you
mood
need-
indicator.
Sometimes you need to
On your-
to be your Evnissian.
If somebody comes to you with a request, you can go, or you could go.
There you go.
That says it all, really. Beautiful. Don't know how much. Is it 125?
125, yeah.
125. Everyone's hand cast, finished. Obviously signed and numbered by
But you
the
can order yours
incredible Joe.
Joe is
Rodan.
working on 'em.
He's working on them right now. So there you go. That's Evnissian and Nissian and Evnissian. I think they're beautiful, brilliant.
All right,
Love
so
that.
we're
Anyway,
gonna do our readings.
sorry, I just had to chime in with that then.
All right, Gilda is first.
All right. Well, she was here before I was.
She was.
Gosh, let's have a look. Hope you keep. Oh, nice one. Old money, Gilda. This, well, actually, this is like a very copaesthetic situation starting to develop for you, and I really think it's, it is very much about. I'm trying to think of the word here. Old money doesn't describe your family, but it's that kind of like it's this like nice, good, solid
Support from a tribe.
Yes. The finish up. I'll shut up because I'll just quit it. Here, take it. Talk about it.
Support from a tribe. Also, Gilda, this is the only card signed at the top, which indicates that it is a mirror.
Yes.
So again, things that happen are going to be like reflected back to you. So keep that in mind when you're taking action and do it peacefully, right? But definitely take some sort of action. But this is a sense of safety and security and support from a tribe.
There you go. So you got your tribe going on there.
Next up, Geraldine.
Geraldine,
Oh,
old soul girl. This is there's only 3 cards in the deck that have the 3 pyramids on it. This is one of them. So you're an old soul. You don't need me to tell you that. I know that. You're a lovely soul too, Geraldine, as well. I consider myself honoured to know you. So I don't know. I think this is about tuning into your intuition a little bit here. I think you're very good at second guessing yourself, but you're actually quite. I really feel you've got a bit of a psychic vibe going on. If you're game to work on it a little bit, if you're game to like listen to that inner voice, that innate wisdom that lies within. It's accessible. If you can quiet yourself down a little bit, that's the thing. Just to be still and to listen. I love the little black cat. That's the familiar there.
That was stuck out to me today, and I felt like you're gonna get some sort of new pet. Like
a familiar.
And it doesn't have to be a cat or a dog. It could be goldfish. I don't know, but I just feel like you want that kind of energy. You want something in your home to take care of. So I don't know if you're going to get a bird or a guinea pig or what, but I feel like you're going to get a pet, Geraldine. I don't know why.
I love it. I love it.
Anna is next.
Anna. Oh, wonderful Anna. Where we got? So again, there's a ton of you guys watching this. Oh, change and transform. So this full moon is the absolute optimum time for you to make a permanent transformation. Not a I'll have a stab at it kind of thing, but a permanent transformation.
Steps,
And this is a wonderful. Ostensibly, nobody's probably going to notice because Le Roi est mort, vive le roi. You know, the king's dead, long live the king. Everybody on the outside of this equation is largely uninvolved. You know, oh well, there was this event, but didn't really, didn't change my life. But for this dude, it's changed a bit, hasn't it? And for this one also. And I think for you, this is the ideal opportunity to probably finally lay something to rest that has not served you well. And I think this is where you get to move beyond it.
Yeah, I think that kind of faith and trust is being nurtured by strength to be able to make the transition.
But it's, a perfect astrological alignments to do just that, to make a permanent change.
All right, Sean.
Sean! Let's have a look for Sean then. Oh, Queen of Swords. Come here, go away. Come here, go away. Come here, go away. A little bit of mixed signals coming off there. I get it. I think you're a little bit on tenterhooks and you worry about perhaps embracing something too much because it might be, it might turn against you or whatever. I sense that sense of vulnerability or almost social anxiety is the word I want to say, that may have a bearing on the way that you're sort of acting. But I think you've found your tribe. I think you've found your place where you can be safe and be yourself. And kudos to you for that. I think that's.
I'm gonna say, for you this week especially, it's okay to pay close attention to detail, but it's not okay to fall back into the rut of overthinking everything.
There you go, cuz that's a choice.
Right? So overthinking isn't going to serve you, but being aware of the details is going to serve you. So see it, analyze it, let it be done. Don't go back and analyze again.
Well, when you find yourself at the bottom of a big hole, put the shovel down.
Yes. All right, Cass.
Okay. Why am I doing all the pulling? You should be doing
Because the
something.
cards are over there by you.
Oh.
Well.
A Freddie Fulcrum.
No, that's the crossroads, isn't it? Oh my goodness.
It is, but it's like, where do we go from here? What do we do?
Well, sometimes we get hung up with the, once I do something, I can't undo it. Right? So do I really want to do it? Because once I do something, I can't undo it. So which is the stronger drive? Which is the stronger drive? To do it? And possibly regret it? Or not to do it and possibly regret it? But again, we have this energy that's saying, what do you want? And please don't choose what you don't want. So, but we see this moon on the card, which means we starting a new phase. Is that what you're going to talk about?
It's a waxing moon.
Yeah, go for it. Okay.
No. It really is. Actually, this is quite a. I think we're being reminded, or you're being reminded, if you will, Cass, that this is yeah, we worry about making the wrong decision. But you have to understand this is not a fire and forget scenario. This is not a single choice. This is a continuing series of choices that you must make. And so it's like, I shall turn the wheel to the left, right? And then that's it. No, because if the car's going over the edge of the cliff or whatever, you're going to steer away from it.
To compensate a little,
So this is what it's about. You make continuous adjustments as you go forwards. And so don't get so hung up about making the wrong decision. Just be mindful of what decision you are making. And if you need to adjust what it is you're doing, then do it then. What is it they say? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. Mm-hmm. So, that's it. You can't go back to 20 years ago, but you can do something now. And don't get hung up on just like, I can't, I need more information. I've got to procrastinate a bit more. Just do. Next
up is Savannah.
Savannah! You need a bit more rest, love. I think you've been through the mill a bit of late, and it's been I think a very stressful time for you. I know with the liturgy and continuing issues that you've been dealing with various insurances and all that fun stuff has probably taken its toll on you mentally and physically, and it's okay to recuperate. I also think you need to get back with your daily meditative practice.
Well, it's interesting because I was going to say to her, I feel like it's time to change your affirmation.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Not that the old affirmation hasn't served you, but I just feel like it's time to make a shift and to meditate and get a new affirmation.
Yeah, because you're not in the same place you were when you started this out. Things have changed. So
Right. Well, some goals may have been met. Or there may be a different way of saying something to yourself.
I've just got the Princess Bride stuck in my head. It's Enrico Montoya. Prepare, you killed my father. Prepare to die. He said, I've spent all this time in the revenge business. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Almost, and I think that's
Well, it's
where
not that she's been vengeful.
No.
But the focus is different.
The focus necessarily is different. But I also think a time just to recuperate is going to be very useful for you. Just to let yourself get back to that state of equilibrium.
All right, but I see that Erica has joined us, and
There's
thank
lots
you
of
for the
people
positive comment.
Well, thank you.
And what is Savannah saying?
It makes perfect sense. I was just saying that this morning. It's unusual for me to make perfect sense, Savannah.
I think she was talking to me.
Oh, okay, great.
All right, Shannon.
Well, thank you.
Shannon.
Good card, Shannon. Really good card. I see this as a great time of opportunity and fecundity for you, and I think you need to start thinking about what you can do and what you love doing, and just bloody do it, because this is going to lead you to that place of where what has almost been elusive and beyond your reach. It is actually just grabbable, just grabbable. So just try to be gracious, especially towards yourself, all right? Be gracious to yourself. Be a better friend to Shannon, okay? Because she deserves a good friend, because she's a really good person, Shannon?
I feel like you really are on the edge of the next step. I've said this before, but like some people grow, that way, and some people grow
plateaus and steps.
And I feel like you're really, really on the edge of taking the next step up.
Yeah, I do.
And you have these great ideas. And I think you have way more of a support system than you recognize. So, take the step. Nobody's going to let you fall back down.
Correct.
All right. Card of the week.
You're going to do that one. Take him now. Am I supposed to start?
Oh, you want me to start as well? My gosh, pressure. Ooh. A lot of growth is being offered. It's time. Right? This is about, when I read, a lot of times this is my card that represents somebody who's buying or selling property.
Interesting.
Right? But in this case, as a card of the week, I think it's about establishing new ground. We all see from where we're standing until we change where we're standing. So this energy that's coming is really about perspective and starting.
I love this card. There's so much going on there. Where I come from, I don't know why I say that, but a house on a hill with a river running past is an extraordinarily good omen in terms of feng shui. I'm no feng shui master, I just know enough to be positively dangerous. This is not so much a house on a hill, but a castle or a palace on a hill. And the river also has a weir just here, which is wonderful because you can get all sorts of good stuff out of a weir. You can fish, and so this says really, if you can think it, you can achieve it. You can do it. You can manifest it. You've just got to think it. You've just and that's not a think it with a sort of wishful thinking. Wouldn't it be great if, This is a think it in the critical path analysis think it way. This is a think it in write your algorithm to make it happen kind of thing.
Right, your critical path analysis kind of thing. How are you going to get there?
So this is where we want to be. We see this. How are we getting there? And the how we're getting there is the magic, because the thought is the thing that sets everything in motion.
The thought needs to become the habit.
Mm-hmm. Well, it needs to become the word. It needs to become a declaration, a mission statement. This is what I am doing. You've got a very clear-cut focus, and then you simply move towards it, and that's it. And yet there will be setbacks, and yes, there will be. Oops, didn't quite go as I planned, but.
You got to give yourself little rewards once in a while.
Yeah, particularly on a daily basis to say, I did good on that today. I feel good about that today. And this like reinforces your own personal little bit of the overall zeitgeist. And it's funny, because this is quite infectious as well. You will transmit this sort of, I don't know why I want to call it positivity, but sort of like can-doism as opposed to
can-doism.
can't-doism, oh, that can't be done, we're wasting our time. Can-doism, this is, you can do it, you can do it. So it's as Lisa says, astrologically we have got a unique set of alignments.
Take advantage of it.
That really are, it's bringing it front and center. Unavoidably so. You can't skirt around this one. You can't go, oh well, I'll just ignore that.
Well, you could sit exactly where you are and you're going to get run over.
Ignore it at your peril, because ignoring it is actually choosing to do nothing about it.
And keeping up with what you don't want. Yeah.
And what you want to do is move forwards. So we often say there's no such thing as a catastrophe. Catastrophe means a bad alignment of the stars. Catastrophic.
Well, if there was never any challenge, we wouldn't exceed any growth.
Well, that's the RAF's motto, isn't it? Par arda ad astra, through adversity to the stars. But it's the thing is, though, you just adjust what you're doing to suit the available astrological energy. And so it's harsh, then deal with the harsh stuff. This is an opportunity.
All right. So as you come up against the little choices, stop for a second and say, I'm choosing for my highest good here. Right? I'm choosing for my highest good. I want to manifest this. I'm choosing for my highest good. I'm going to stop and I'm going to think about this choice. Does this choice feed what I'd want to move towards? Or does this choice feed what exactly I don't want? I'm choosing for my highest good.
Mindfulness. Mm-hmm. Been talking about mindfulness for quite a while.
Well, the time is now, We're being asked, and I know you guys can feel it. I know we all have something that we've been working on for a long time. And we are being pushed now to, like
get it
I said,
together.
Poop or get off the pot.
Get it together. So there you go.
All right.
Well, that was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we got lots going on today.
We put the entire world to rights
and
today.
We'll
all
be
of it.
Back on in the studio at 7 for a Zoom circle for the grain harvest.
If you don't have the Zoom link for that, either just call into the store 845-255-5756, or throw us a message on the Tuber U or Facebook or whatever, and we'll hook you up with it. Yeah, we'll hook you up with it. But I know quite a few of you. I think Geraldine and Savannah definitely said they were gonna come along. It's great. It's Lunasa will oust. You know, it really has actually.
Turn the wheel.
Turning the wheel, yeah. It's the start of the fall, believe it or not. The grain harvest. Anyway, but more on that later. So thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't mashed that like button, with respect, could you do it right now? Because there's about double the number of people currently watching who have not pressed the like button yet. So it's not hard, unless you really, really dislike us, in which case, why are you still here? so I see people spamming hearts all over the place, but you actually like the video. Put the thumbs up on the video, not just spam the hearts. The hearts are lovely. We love.
Or leave a comment afterwards, whatever you want to do.
Leave a comment afterwards.
Thank you so much.
But hit that thumbs up button.
And we'll see you later. We got loads to do in between now and then.
Yes. Thank you so much. It's awesome to see you. Have a beautiful, wonderful, incredible day, and we'll catch up with you later.
Thank you, great ones.
Bye now.
Bye.
All right.